Okay, so now we're rolling 4K 60 frames a second on the selfie cam on both the Samsung S10 and the Samsung S21 on this side, and we are walking directly into the sun just to give you a feel of this. So there is video stabilization is on, but not the ultra video stabilization. So this is kind of stabilization you get on both of these phones 2 years apart. Well, actually 1 year and 1 year and 10 months apart to be quite exact. But still, it's 2 generations. So this is this 2 generations worth of difference. It seems like the S21 is a little bit more closed into my face for some reason. I don't know why. This is the video and audio quality of the Samsung S10 at around arm's length. This is the video and audio quality of the Samsung S21 at around arm's length. This is the video and audio quality of the Samsung S10 at around 2 meters distance, shooting in 4K 60 frames a second. And this is the video and audio quality of the Samsung S21 at around 2 meters distance, and we're shooting in 4K 60 frames a second. And this is the video and audio quality of the Samsung S10 using its ultra-wide lens, which is only able to shoot in 30 frames a second when using 4K. And blimey, this is the Samsung S21 at around 6 to 4 meters distance using its ultra-wide lens. We're also still shooting in 4K 60 frames a second. Okay, so this is a test of dynamic range and contrast on the Samsung S10, the S21. Shooting at the back cam on both of these guys with 4K 60 frames a second. At first there you saw the contrast test, and now we are taking the dynamic range test. How well are all these colors of this Greta Thunberg mural represented in your opinion? And how well does these cameras adapt to the change of the light? When you go from the somewhat shaded but colorful foreground to the very bright background of the sky, and to this even darker grass. We are shooting now in 30 frames and 60 frames per second, both in 4K, and both of them with stabilization put on. That's because, that's just how it is. But right now I'm moving in this very lit situation, and I'm moving into a very dark tunnel. And what you want to look out for here is how well does this phone keep some light to my face without blowing up the background. Well, they certainly blow up the background, both of them, but they also have focus on my face, and of course I'm happy with that choice if I'm outdoors vlogging and an avid vlogger outdoors. It was the tunnel. Okay, and now a test for stabilization using the back cams of these 2 phones. It's the S10 on the left and the S21 on the right. By the way, we are again shooting at 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second because that's just how it is. But if I put on ultra stabilization as I've done now, then it prompts the picture quality down to full HD on both the devices and 30 frames per second on the Samsung S10 and 60 frames per second on the S21. Also, what you want to look out for here is, of course, the more than blue sky on the Samsung S21. Let's just put it that way. It is obviously very much more like the S10 in what I see. Actually, it's even more dull than the S10 portrays it to be. Okay, so now we got the sun in the back, and we got super steady mode on both the phones on the back cameras. So this is as steady as it gets. I'll try to just push them around as much as I can. It seems like the S21 is a little bit behind actually when I do these kind of big jumps. Okay, so this is the evening shot on the Samsung S10 and the S21 using its selfie cam. Both phones are shooting in 4K 60 frames a second. I only got 3 light sources in this room. I got that one, and I got this one, and I got this one, which is always the tricky one, because how fast do these phones focus on my head moving in and out of the picture? And what about the ability to focus on the light in the background? This is just, as far as I can tell, a big embarrassment for the Samsung S21, but that's only my opinion.
Næste stop, Centerhallen.
Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy Vloggers Delight. The groove.